So it is bad news, Bloomberg, by these numbers at least. A Gallup poll is out, and the poll finds just 1% of Democratic voters surveyed believe the newly minted Democratic hopeful Mike Bloomberg has the best chance to beat Donald Trump in 2020. So with that, we bring in Doug Schoen, appearing as a Bloomberg campaign advisor, as this is now your official title, right? You're working for the campaign officially?
Yes, sir.
So we welcome you with those numbers. So
Thank
the whole
you.
logic for a Bloomberg campaign is that, hey, here's this guy that can beat Trump, and Gallup says, well, maybe not so fast. So what do you say to that?
Well, I'd say a couple things. First, the campaign literally just began on Monday, and it's now Wednesday. So let's take some time, Connell. Number two, the mayor's begun a very aggressive advertising campaign. So let's let that run its course. And number three, he is a centrist, a business leader, a philanthropist, and a successful mayor. I think when people see and understand what's unique about Mike Bloomberg's record, they will see him in very different light, more positive light, and more likely to beat Donald Trump.
Well, we've talked to you for a long time back and forth about whether Mayor Bloomberg would get in the race and what the logic would be if he did. And the thinking, it seemed, would be, well, if Vice President Biden were to falter, then Bloomberg could step in and be a viable alternative. But, Doug, he hasn't faltered, not in the polls. Not much, anyway.
Well, there's been some showing of weakness in Iowa and New Hampshire, that's for sure. Warren has gone down. Biden's come back up.
Mayor Pete's come up in those states,
and Pete has, which says to me that there's a lot of fungibility, if you will, in the electorate, and that Mike Bloomberg is demonstrating by entering the real guts and enthusiasm to take a big risk and to, in a time when the electorate is not at all solidly committed any direction, to try to break through with a campaign that arguably will be different, bold, and unique.
And he's done that before. I mean, in running on a smaller scale, but a big city, and running for mayor of New York, and you know, serving 3 terms. And in 2001, people didn't give him a ton, much of a chance. After 9/11, of course, that changed, and he ended up winning in those days as a Republican. But as you see it, this will, I guess, be part of your job. How does he do it? Because, say, Buttigieg wins Iowa, for example, and maybe Warren wins New Hampshire, Vice President Biden probably wins the next 2 states in Nevada and South Carolina. We haven't even heard officially from Mayor Bloomberg yet. So what has to happen for him to have a legit chance by what they call Super Tuesday?
Well, what you've outlined, Connell, is, I think, probably the best possible result for Mayor Bloomberg. A divided Democratic field, only 4% of the delegates at stake in those first 4 races, 40% available on Super Tuesday. That's where the mayor's going to be focusing.
Right.
And we could see a lot of change come the night of November 3rd.
Are you hoping or thinking there will be a brokered convention?
And I'm thinking that there is the possibility for the first time in a very long time that could be the result. And Mayor Bloomberg, in a variety of different ways, from the nominee on down, has a chance to make a demonstrable difference. And also, he's running a separate track against Donald Trump to produce change in the general election, regardless of who's the nominee. So I think the mayor has a profoundly important role to play from now going forward. And I hope I'll have the chance to come back and we can continue to talk about it.
We'll keep talking to you about it. As you know, there's a lot of interest, especially in the investment community,
I understand.
in Mayor Bloomberg. So we'll keep talking about the candidacy, see how it plays out. But good to see you again, Doug.
Good
Thanks.
to see you, Connell.
Okay.